Something just happened that no one was prepared for, and it's leaving the entire fandom shaken. In the middle of an emotional moment, Taehyung, yes, V himself, delivered a message so powerful, so unexpected, that it brought Jungkook to tears. Fans who witnessed this live couldn't believe their eyes. The golden magne, usually so strong and composed, completely broke down, showing a side of Jungkook that the world rarely ever sees. And ARMY? They are going crazy. The internet is exploding with theories, emotional reactions, and countless messages of support, with many saying this could be one of the most heartbreaking BTS moments ever caught on camera. So, what exactly did Taehyung say? Why did Jungkook react this way? And why is the entire fandom calling this moment unforgettable? Stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, we're going to break down everything: V's emotional words, Jungkook's tearful response, and how this one moment is shaking ARMY to its core. The story of Jungkook and Taehyung, known to millions as V, is not just about two idols standing side by side on stage. It is a story built on years of laughter, countless shared struggles, and a bond that goes far beyond the spotlight. To truly understand why Jungkook's tears after V's emotional message shook the world, we must first journey back into the foundation of their friendship, the unseen moments that shaped the connection fans now call legendary. From the earliest days of BTS, when they were just 7 young boys chasing a dream, Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship stood out. Jungkook, the youngest of the group, often found himself leaning on the older members for guidance and strength. And Taehyung, with his quirky personality and warm heart, became one of the closest brothers Jungkook could ever ask for. ARMY knows well how V and Jungkook's bond has been displayed over the years, through stolen glances on stage, playful arguments during interviews, late-night live streams where they teased each other endlessly, and tender moments when words weren't even necessary. These little fragments of their friendship built a picture that fans carried with them, two souls intertwined by music, by fate, and by love that only true brothers could share. But behind the laughter and the public displays of affection, there were also hardships. Being global superstars isn't easy, and the members of BTS have confessed many times how lonely and overwhelming the journey could be. For Jungkook, who debuted at the tender age of 15, it was especially difficult. He grew up in front of the cameras, constantly watched, constantly judged. In those moments, it was the quiet support of the members, especially Taehyung, that grounded him. One memory fans often bring up is from the earlier years of BTS, when Jungkook admitted he struggled with homesickness and pressure. Taehyung was the one who stayed with him, distracting him with jokes, reminding him that he was never alone. These are the kinds of memories that don't make it into headlines, but remain etched into the hearts of those who follow BTS closely. And then, there were the milestones they achieved together. From their first concerts in tiny venues to stadiums filled with over 50,000 fans, from sleepless nights in cramped dorm rooms to luxurious world tours, V and Jungkook were always there, side by side. Fans often joked that they were like soulmates in disguise, and sometimes, watching them together, it truly felt that way. The world has seen them laugh until they cried, but rarely, so very rarely, have we seen Jungkook cry because of something Taehyung said. That is what made this recent moment so earth-shattering. The build-up wasn't just about one message. It was about years of friendship, years of loyalty, years of unspoken emotions that finally surfaced in one unforgettable instant. The stage was set long before V's words were ever spoken. The ARMY didn't know it at the time, but they were about to witness something raw and real, something that stripped away the glitter of fame and showed the beating hearts beneath. And when Taehyung finally spoke, everything changed. The moment began quietly. There was no flashy announcement, no dramatic build-up with lights or music. Sometimes, the most powerful emotions arrive in the most unexpected ways. It happened during a gathering where the members were reflecting on their journey, speaking directly to fans about what BTS meant to them. The atmosphere was already heavy with nostalgia. The room carried a weight, the weight of a decade spent together, of millions of memories compressed into a few fleeting minutes. When it was Taehyung's turn to speak, the audience fell silent. Those who know him well could sense immediately that something was different. His usual playful grin wasn't there. His deep voice, normally filled with humor and warmth, carried a subtle tremble. He paused before he began, as though carefully choosing his words, as though each one carried a secret he had been holding onto for far too long. Jungkook, he began softly, his eyes scanning the room, but inevitably landing on the youngest member. You've been with me through so much, and sometimes I don't say it enough, but I'm proud of you. The room shifted. Fans leaned forward. The other members turned their eyes toward Jungkook, who sat quietly, his expression unreadable. Taehyung continued, "You were just a kid when we started. I saw you struggle. I saw you grow. I saw you push yourself harder than anyone else, even when nobody asked you to. And sometimes I worried about you, because I knew how heavy the world could be for someone so young. But you never gave up. You never let go of your dream. And I want you to know that I admire you." The words lingered in the air, heavy and yet fragile, like glass that could shatter with the wrong move. For a moment, Jungkook didn't move. His face stayed neutral, but his eyes told a different story. Fans watching from the audience and later online could see it, the way his pupils glistened, the way he blinked a little too quickly, the way his lips pressed together as though he was holding back everything he wanted to say. But Taehyung wasn't finished. "There are times," he said, his voice cracking just slightly, "when I wondered if you knew how much you mean to us. How much you mean to me. You're not just the youngest. You're not just the golden magne. You're my brother. My family. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, no matter where life takes us, I'll always be here for you." Gasps rippled through the audience. Some fans had already begun crying, clutching their army bombs as though they could hold on to the moment itself. The camera panned to Jungkook, and that was when the walls finally broke. At first, it was subtle, his head lowered, his shoulders stiffened. Then came the unmistakable shine of tears pooling in his eyes. His hands fidgeted in his lap as if searching for something to hold on to, something to ground him. And then, the tears fell. Jungkook, the youngest, the strong one, the tireless performer who had endured so much, was openly crying in front of the world because of Taehyung's words. The audience erupted in emotion. Fans cried, shouted, screamed Jungkook's name. Online, within minutes, hashtags began trending worldwide. Jungkook in tears, the message to Jungkook, OT7 forever. It was no longer just a speech. It was a confession, a release, an emotional truth that had been waiting to surface for years. Taehyung didn't just speak to Jungkook that night. He spoke to every ARMY who had ever worried for him, every fan who had watched him struggle, every person who had ever wondered if idols truly felt the bonds they displayed on stage. This was real, raw, human, and unforgettable. And Jungkook's reaction would only make it more powerful. When the lights dimmed and the final echoes of applause faded into the night, one thing remained clear. This was not just another performance, not just another message. What happened between Taehyung and Jungkook that night carved itself into history, not as a staged moment, but as a raw piece of humanity that will live in the hearts of millions forever. For years, fans have followed BTS not just because of their music, but because of the bond that ties them together. And in that bond, Jungkook and Taehyung stand as symbols of something deeper than fame. They represent the kind of friendship people spend lifetimes searching for, the kind of loyalty and brotherhood that cannot be manufactured or scripted. Jungkook's tears were more than just tears. They were the unraveling of years of silent struggle, of moments when he carried the weight of the world on his shoulders and didn't always have the words to express how heavy it was. They were a reflection of the love and gratitude he felt in that moment, hearing from Taehyung something he may have always needed to hear, that he was enough, that he was loved, that he was not alone. And Taehyung's words were more than just a speech. They were a promise. A reminder that no matter how vast the world becomes, no matter how heavy the burden of being global superstars may feel, there is always family in the 6 brothers standing beside him. The internet exploded, yes. Hashtags trended, videos went viral, and millions of hearts broke and healed at the same time. But beyond the noise of social media, something more sacred happened. Fans felt seen. They saw in Jungkook's tears their own struggles.